All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we are live. While we're waiting for everybody to join, we will start right on up in about 5 minutes, but I've seen a lot of people sitting in here, so I just want to swing in and say hello. We have a doozy for you. Of course, we're going to go over the ETFs first and foremost. We're going to go over the spider sector ETFs. We know what sectors we want to be in. Of course, we're going to talk about my thoughts on the overall extension in the overall market, and then we have a watch list just for you. But we don't want to forget about today's drawing. I'm very, very pumped. We have a drawing all laid out for you folks today. I just need to make sure that all the names match up, and we are going to make sure that we have ourselves a tasty little, yep, that's everybody. We have a tasty little spin-off here. I'll just throw this in front of you so you guys can see what's going on. We just put everything on here. This is just because everybody was in here during our last week's meeting, and all you had to do was comment. You comment, and you're in. The Predator, Erica, Ginger, that's my mama. Jimmy, Jolene, Matt, Mo Wealth, Roberto, Wooden, Yosef, and B. Stewie. Of course, that's going to be coming up very, very soon. We have quite the amazing show for you today. I have so many thoughts that I want to share, so many things that we need to go over and talk about. I'm very pumped. That's why I had to hit that live button. We had to get in here right now to see what the fuss is all about. Of course, we're going to go over Bitcoin as well because that is a hot sector in itself if you didn't know already. And of course, I know all you altcoin boys are going nuts. So I'm more than willing to take a look at those charts too. Now, I don't play altcoins personally, but the technical analysis in those altcoins or in Bitcoin or anything that has emotional buy and sell areas, you're going to find has good technical analysis. We only got a few more minutes left, and we're going to start this show, folks. If you're just stopping in, say hello, say what's going on. And if you can hear me twice, we got to vote. We got to vote here. And excuse me, guys, I'm sick, so you might hear me cough from time to time. If it's a big one, I'll mute myself before I do. But it's good to have you guys in here. I'm pumped to be here today. We're going to be starting the show very, very soon. We have on the questionnaire right here, I want you guys to vote on this. Right now, 75% of you say that one of your favorite stock books is How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. Yes, it is almost like a Bible to me when it comes to stock markets, but honestly, all four. You read all four, you're going to get a great idea. You're going to love those books. Guys, we only got about 3 minutes left. We're going to start this show very, very soon. I hope you are as pumped as I tell you what, this has been an amazing week so far. I mean, if you are a momentum trader, if you are a swing trader like myself and all the like-minded people that are in this community, you're going to find out that we found the right stocks. We found the fast-moving stocks, the most volume, the most volatility to come into these stocks. And we have been trading Rocket Labs and MSRU, which is MSTR MicroStrategy. We've been playing it all, folks, and we'll go over some of it tonight too, but this is the exact reason why we do this, because we want to fully prepare ourselves. We want to make sure we're in the fast-moving stocks, the highest volume stocks, and we want to make sure that we're in an area of risk-reward where we can potentially make 10x the money that we are willing to lose on that trade. If you're into that and you like it and you love it, hit that like and that subscribe. The show is starting in 1 minute. I already see you guys in the chat. What's going on? Don, Big Don, baby. So, I don't know how to say that last name. Kurzarni? Cezerny? Yeah, Cezerny. Don Cezerny. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Jimmy Bright's in the building, and Dan Bob. Bob Dan, the greatest moderator live, is in the building. Now we can start this show, baby. Dan Bob's in the building. Jimmy Bright, that's right. We got a few more minutes, guy. Well, actually more like 30 seconds, and we're going to hit that play button. We're going to give you the intro, but I promise you guys, you're not going to have another show out there quite like this one. Yes, everybody's doing it. Everybody's trying to do it big. Nobody's doing it quite like this. We have the most loving, awesome community. I feel like I sound like Trump. We know we are the best. There's lots of great people out there, but we're the best. We're the greatest. Anyway, let's get this party started, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My name is David Worrell. We are focused on swing trading here. We are momentum traders. We wait to see the volume break out as it pulls back, consolidates. After expansion, we look for contraction to find proper risk reward. And if you can manage that, you can make money. And this is exactly what we're doing here. If you can get behind that, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot to go over today. And a few of those things are, one, being one of the most important, is if you were here last Sunday, and I know that you were, because Bob Dan took all the names, we have one last and final drawing, and then we get to send all of these awesome gifts out to you. So we're going to go over that, but we are also going to be going over all the ETFs today. We're going to run through them because you know I'm going to be preaching the same thing we did last week and the last month, because it pays to be positive, doesn't it, baby? And it has been. We're going to go over the spider sector so we make sure the stocks that are in my watch list are in a hot sector. We always want to be a part of that. Of course, we're going to do the drawing, my thoughts on the extension in the overall stock market. If you haven't noticed already, if you look at a lot of the stocks that we've been looking at, they are extended. And I'll give you my thoughts on that exactly when we go through the watch list, okay? And we are going to get to that watch list very soon, so make sure you stay there. And if we still have everybody's attention and you are staying tuned to the very end, we'll go over some of the rules that our friend trader Danny sent me. He likes to take all of his rules, he likes to redo them weekly, monthly, sometimes yearly, or whenever he feels that's necessary. And he shared them with me, and I just wanted to go over them with you today. What's going on? Erica B. Stewie's in the building. Wooden Bell. We got it going on tonight, baby. So let's just jump right into this. I'm not going to wait any longer. Let's go ahead and do the wheel of names right here. Let me mute my mic. I got a cough. Hang on one second. Excuse me, guys. My voice. Oh, I've been sick. Bear with me. Okay, speaking of bear with me, right here, we got the sign up here, so I hope everybody's in the building. We have Predator, Erica K, Ginger Hopper, Jimmy, Jolene, Matt Amias, Mo Wealth, Robert Tinch, Wooden Bell, Yosef, and Beef Stewie. I hope each and every one of you win. We might have to take off Matt off there, actually, because he already won once. So we don't want to have to, we want to give everybody a chance in here, right? So nobody else in here has won. Zamora won, and Matt has won one, so now you guys each have a chance here. But I do appreciate you, Matt, for coming in each and every week, so thank you. I wish we could have put you in for this, but okay, guys, here we go. We have everybody here, everybody ready. Let me make sure everybody's ready to rock in the chat. Zamora's in the building as well. We got 21 watching. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button for more free stuff to give away. We only could do this because Bob Dan reached out to Poet, which, by the way, we will be looking at the stock Poet today, P-O-E-T, because it looks like it's actually setting up for a trend break. So that works out beautiful. And Norman Caglin's in the building. Now it's a party. We are going to click this spin. I hope you guys are ready. Send me some love in the chat. I'm going to send some your way right now. Smash that love button. It's right next to the chat. Smash it. We're going to get this thing started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. And it is it going to be Wooden Bell or Yosef? It's Yosef. Congratulations, Yosef. I'm proud of you. Wooden Bell, I thought you had it, man. It was so close. It actually gave me like chills, like who's it going to be? And it was waited just long enough to give me those chills. So Yosef, congratulations. Wooden Bell, better luck next time. But I do want you to know I really appreciate you being here. You've been showing up and kicking ass and taking names. So Yosef, congratulations. We'll have to get with you, Dan Bob, in the Discord. I know you're a part of it, to get all your information. So congratulations, and thank you everybody who continues to show up and give me their support. Now it is time to jump right into it, baby. So let's hop right into this. Hang on one second. Goodness, the coughs. Tis the season, though, is it not? All right, so check it out, guys. This is your beautiful S&P 500. It is the market mover, the market maker, and you better believe it. If this goes higher, everybody that has a Roth IRA or 401k or any type of investment vehicular, you better believe that this is what's helping take it higher. If you have money in the overall market, I guarantee the S&P 500 holds at least a few of those stocks that you have money in. Why do we want the S&P 500 to stay above a 21-day moving average? Because that is my risk on, risk off management. As you can see here, anytime we break below this red line, I am risk off, and above it, I am risk on. We have been risk on since this gap up, and as of last week, we were about break even from where we decided to get risk on in the overall S&P 500. But if you guys remember, as we were pulling back, there was a lot of leaders heading higher. Mag 7 pulls back. Other leaders start to emerge, they start to head higher, and it took the market up higher as well, especially after we bounced and held this area of support at 584. That is absolutely beautiful. That's why I mark these points out, because if we have pullbacks, these pullbacks have been landing, look, on the 21-day moving average. It's absolutely beautiful, folks, and that's why I love using the 21-day moving average. If we break below it, I'm out. I don't trade. I don't invest. I pull all my money out. I wait on the side patiently. And then when we have something like this, I get back in. It's that simple. Okay? So now we are in the money in our long-term accounts. And now we are what? Risk on for our swing trades. So now we can continue on. A little extra winded there on the S&P 500, but you need to understand we are risk on. Now, the first thing that we want to do is look at the markets. Because why look at anything else? I mean, we always want to keep in tune with the overall market. We're going to continue to look at stocks, but we don't ever want to just go blindly into a stock without knowing the direction of the overall market's trend. If we are trending up, we are more likely to take a stock and it's going to head higher with it. Mama's in the house. What's going on, Mama? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Coffee sips for you. This is actually a Sprite for me. That's a tasty little morsel. So you're going to see a lot of the other ETFs out here. They're looking very similar, but there is one that really, really stands out here, and that is the small cap stocks. You can see here, we're close to those new all-time highs, getting a bit extended again from the 10-day moving average, but this is exactly what you want to see in the small cap stock sector, because that is when it shows that we are really in a bull market. Not that we already haven't been, right, for quite some time now, but when the small cap stocks really get to rocking, as they started to break away here and here, that really shows that the market is on fire. Excuse me. Because more people can put more money into more speculative stocks. That's exactly what happens here, folks. When you see more people feel that the market is going to continue higher, instead of parking their money in something that feels safer, like a NVDA or a Tesla or a Mag 7 stock, they decide to say, we are risk on, baby. We're going to put our money in more volatile stocks like the small caps. That's IWM, baby. And that's a lot of what has been ramping up lately. So keep in mind, though, when you play those stocks individually, comes with a lot more risk. Yosef's in the building. Congratulations, Joseph, on your win, brother. I'm excited. Get with Dan Bob in the Discord. Give him your details if you're comfortable with doing that with Dan Bob, obviously. And once we have those, I'll get everything shipped out. So Zamora, Matt, and Yosef, congratulations on winning your prizes, guys. So that is all the ETFs I wanted to show you. And then, of course, Bitcoin. If you haven't heard, if you've been stuck under a rock, we came within inches here. When I say inches, I mean like $50,000 of Bitcoin reaching that 100,000. If you're wondering what my thoughts are on Bitcoin, I look at Bitcoin like I see it as an ETF, just like anything else. All emotion, all thought, all biases aside, I'm looking at the technical analysis and I'm seeing 100,000 is a psychological area. It's going to be a barrier to try and get through because I think a lot of people are going to be selling there. But I will say this, if we break through 100,000 on volume, then I can imagine a situation where we break through and then we pull back to retest that $100,000 area. I don't think that's too far-fetched or too out of the norm to really think of a retest, because there is going to be a lot of volatility here, and there's going to be a lot of traders taking full advantage of that. Now, if you guys remember, we talked about this whole channel here being what it is, and I said I think we can reach 100,000. I think it's a magnet, and that's when I drew this moon up here. Of course, I made it a lot bigger than what it was, but here we are. We finally made it all the way up here. Are we actually going to hit 100,000 before it sells off? I think so. What I like to imagine is that we are going to go much higher, but we are going to come back and retest very soon. But of course, the market doesn't give a shit what I think, right? It does not give a shit what I think. These are just thoughts. That way I don't have to predict. I can just react. If I see Bitcoin break through 100,000 on volume, I can take a long in something, you know, related to Bitcoin or just Bitcoin itself, obviously. But regardless, this is at a key area and it's looking very, very healthy, okay? This is in its sector itself, okay? Now, speaking of sectors, before we go into a watch list or anything like that, we want to go over we want to go over the sectors before we go into a watch list or anything like that, because we want to understand when we go through this watch list, the sectors that we're in, if they're looking good but the sector's not looking so hot, do we really want to play those? Because we want to build our character off of what we have. If we have a shit stock that's not a leader, that's not in a hot sector, that doesn't make any money, I don't really want to park my money in something like that for a week, you know, let alone a day. So on that same hand, if we're looking at the overall sectors and we can find something like, well, let's just bounce right into it. So I want you guys to get familiar with this. I'll go ahead and put it in the chat right now so that way you can save it. But this is the sector spider charts, and this is really, really good for you guys. I want to show you how to use it too. If you scroll down here, you can click on View Full Sector Tracker. Tracker. And when you see this here, folks, you're going to find out right away, this sector tracker really is loaded with a ton of information. So why is understanding the sector so important and what's hot and what's not? Because if you can find a fast moving stock in a hot sector, you're going to make a lot of money really fast. Okay, so that is what our leaders do, and that's what we want to do as leaders. Now, instead of looking at the 1 day or the 5 day, I like to look right over to the 1 month. I want to see what's been going on this beautiful, beautiful November. And you can see right here, consumer discretionary has been extremely high. I think that's due to a lot of Tesla kind of dragging this area up. And you can see communication services has been extremely high. Energy and financials, no surprise there, looking really, really good. And you can see industrials is still kind of lingering on. If we look at the past 3 months, it's not that much different as consumer discretionary continues to lead and energy and financials are just behind it. Communication services has been doing a great deal over the past 6 months, let alone the past 3 months, and industrials is still there. What I like to see is if we click on this 5 day, the whole market is on fuego, right? So we want to be in what the hottest sectors are, and in my opinion, that is going to be Bitcoin, 1, which you don't see on here, okay? Consumer discretionary, 2, and then you're going to see energy and financials. Now, what I want to identify here, though, if we look in the past 3 months, what has been the worst characteristic that we can see? That is healthcare. When we look at healthcare, we think healthcare, therapeutics, and bio stocks too. I condense them all into one, okay? I do. When I think healthcare, that's what I do. That might be wrong, but that's A-okay. That's me. You don't have to do what I do, okay? So that is the sector. So when we're looking through our stocks, we can ask ourselves, what's the sector that we want to be in? What's the hot stocks that are out there? So right before we get into the watch list, I just want to go over really quick the CME Fed tool, because I think it's important just to keep up to date, because December 18th, we have a target rate right now as we're sitting at between 4.5 and 4.75. Our next rate cut could be another quarter of a rate cut, okay? 54% chance to cut rates again by a quarter of a point, and a 45% chance of a stay. I'm not really too focused on the rate cuts. If we continue to cut rates, if they continue to be a surprise, like the first rate cut was a 50 basis cut, which is kind of a surprise right towards the end there. They might, Wall Street might have to, really, bring it in. But this is the data, guys, when it comes in, and we see right before the data comes out that we have a 54% chance, and then we cut and the market doesn't move, and it's not helping the market. It's showing that the market is priced where it wants to be. Okay. Dan Bob, David is so much more handsome than, hey, Dan, you asked and you shall receive. You asked and you shall receive, brother. I'm going to keep the lights on. He said, why are you sitting in a dark room all the time, man? Like, what are you doing, you creeper? It's like, dude, I thought that's what I was supposed to do, no distractions. But yes, the lights are on and the hair is cut, Dan Bob. So no more complaining out of you, good sir. Man, I tell you, these AIs are getting really interactive lately. Anyway, guys, 45.7% chance of a rate cut stay. On the other side is just a quarter of a basis cut. Now, what everybody has been waiting for, and that's going to be the watch list. And one thing I really, really want to get across to you guys is I have a watch list. My watch lists are not perfect. There are a lot of things going on out there right now, but when we go through my watch list, I'm looking for things that are setting up, not for things that are breaking out and could set up in the future. That's not to say that you might not see something in a stock that I don't. And if you want to share it, please do in the chat. I really would love to hear what you are watching. Yosef, that goes for you, Yosef, and B. Stewie, you as well. And Wooden Bell, I want to know what are you watching, brother? You know what I mean? What are you watching? We got to see what you guys are talking about. Jimmy Bright, I want to hear from you, brother. So whatever you guys are watching, whatever you think's fun or important to you, and if you have any reasoning behind it, you can let me know why, and we'll go through that very, very soon. But for now, we're going to hit up this watch list, baby. So hope you guys are ready. I don't know if you guys go through my watch list, but we send out in our Discord, we send out a watch list for you guys, and usually it's between 250 and 350 stocks, and it gives you the opportunity to go through these stocks and figure out which ones look like they're basing and which one looks like they're trending, and then finding the right sectors so we all can talk about it. And we keep it a wide range of stocks like that so we don't miss anything, right? And that way we can speculate and talk to each other about it. So I have some that I really want to keep I really want to talk to you guys about and really keep an eye on. We can go over some of my trades as well, okay? So we're going to run through this, and then of course we're going to double back and we're going to see what you guys have for me, all right? So we're going to start off right here. I just wanted to elaborate on MSTU, which is MSTR, guys. Just keep in mind these big pullbacks. We talked about this looking like it was going parabolic, right? And we cut while we were way up here. And it was a beautiful thing. Jolene actually shorted this thing from way up here, which I'm telling you, some of the biggest trades last week were shorting MSTU. So congratulations, Jolene, because, I told you good luck. I stayed hands off on it, but she did. She wrote it all the way down, and I was very impressed and proud of her. So congratulations to you for that. But guys, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for big volume, big pushes up, and then they pull back and they continue to ride a moving average. This could very well set up again, So what do I mean? What am I looking for if we look at MSTR? What do I mean about waiting for another setup? Well, if we look back here, you can see all of this going on, but let me just paint what the picture might look like. We come back up here, 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 and we get tight right here, okay? What does this look like? Well, this would be, and this is just an ideal situation, guys. This looks like a trend or a flagging pattern, and then from here, it could break out to the north side, and when it does, you'll see increased volume down here. When you see that increased volume, that is when you want to take a trade like this. So that's what I'm waiting for MSTR. I'm waiting for that situation. I'm not playing that bounce off the 10, although you could play in between this if you thought it was, right? If that's your strategy. But mine is waiting for this structure to form, to show me, to give me time that it's showing me that it is still strong, that there are people still forming a position in this trade. And with MSTR constantly being diluted with more Bitcoin shares, I guess, I don't know, that's a funny way to consider something diluted, but he keeps buying more Bitcoin shares, MSTR really can blast off. It really, really can. A lot of it's depicted on Bitcoin, but as you guys were with me on this day here, on Wednesday. I said it was detached. It looked like it was detached. It looked like MSTR was breaking out before Bitcoin, which I thought very, very interesting. And I noted that, and I know Jolene was saying that she found it to be the same thing. Then Danny actually posted a tweet or an X or whatever the hell you call those that it was detached as well. So it was kind of cool to get the secondhand knowledge because we were intimate with the stock and we were able to see it break away from Bitcoin as it was. So after seeing that extension exiting out at the top, some luck, yes, but being able to understand what that parabolic looks like and having that overall knowledge in the trade to be able to exit something like that at the top is just, it really is just experience, okay? So that is what I am looking for in the future. Now, there are a lot of stocks setting up like this, guys. This comes to what I wanted to relate to on extension. You're going to see a lot of stocks that are extended that need to pull back and do this, okay? And those are going to be the leaders, right? Those are going to be the leaders are going to continue to lead. They'll continue to go higher, but every leader is going to give you more opportunity, and they're going to do something like this or a base or a simple base, a cup and handle. There's many different ways of doing that. What I teach is the trend and base breakout, okay? So that's what we're going to be looking for on a lot of stocks that are out there. Let me get a sip. This one's for me, guys. I'm parched. I am so parched. All right, here we go. What do we got setting up? We have BTSG is one that I'm keeping an eye on. Up here now, guys, is the weekly. A little different than what you're used to seeing, but I will always keep a weekly chart up here at the top now because I like to see if it's extended from its 10 weekly moving average as well. So, and you'll see why as we go through this, okay? Here's BTSG on the daily, though. It looks like it's starting to tighten up. I just like to see if this thing can break out here. Obviously, we had some volume come in after earnings. They had a nice little beat here, and it continued higher as it pulls back on there. We also have EAF. That's EAF. You can see exactly what I'm looking for here. I much rather see a lot more volume. This is not a 5-star trade, but to me, this is kind of like a cup with a handle. And if we look at it more on the weekly, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about here. Here's the cup. Here's the handle. This is more of a William O'Neill type. Let me just measure this. Yeah, it's a little over. I don't know what you would call this. More like an early entry, you know, something like that. Oh, shit. Am I still not back on? Hopefully it didn't kick me out. Uh-oh. I don't know. Am I still in it? I can't tell. Did it kick me out? Are we still good? My setup on here is showing me that I'm all messed up. Hopefully I'm still live. All right, anyway, guys, we're just going to keep on going. You gotta keep letting the show go on. I mean, I'm over here looking at my setup, and it's telling me that I got kicked off. So I hope, okay, we're good. Thanks, Dan Bob. Yeah, I might be a little bit behind on the comments now, but it's A-okay. That's what's going to happen, guys. We're going to keep on keeping on. Thank you so much. But yeah, EAF is just one that I'm keeping an eye on, guys. And LUMN. Now, a lot of you guys have been talking about Lumen Technologies for quite some time, and you can see it's gotten plenty of volume here off this base. This thing really popped up, ripped up, pulled back, and you can see it's been kind of a mover here. This is kind of hard to play, not much of a mover or not much of a player, but you can see right here, it's coming back down to retest this area. It didn't come fully back down to retest, but you can see these highs here. It's kind of creeped down, slowed down, and now riding this 30-day moving average. This could be a possible play right off this bottom here. Depends on what your process is, but I do like the look of this. This Lumen in play, I do believe is this the space technology ones? We can look this up really quick. I think this was going off of a few other ones. Nope, this is, yeah, telecommunications, a communications sector. And let's see here. Lumen investment holding company which engages in the provisions and integrated communications to residential and business customers. Okay, so it's not what I thought it was. I was thinking of oh shoot, Dan Bob, what's your baby? They sent a satellite up to space. We did a YouTube short on it. But yeah, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Let me know I'm good, man. Yeah, there's always something when it wouldn't be a show if I didn't have at least one technical difficulty. I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm so close to being a boomer, at 36. I was so close to being a boomer that it's just kind of like reflecting off of that. I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's see what else we got on the list. We got LX. Now, I like LX on a daily and a weekly. That's what makes me really, really like this. But you'll hear me say it. You'll hear me say it 1,000 times. That earnings ruins everything. I just wanted to bring this up, guys, because a lot of times you'll be searching and searching and searching, and finally you'll find something like this, and then you'll have earnings within the next day, right? And earnings is on Monday. If this thing can really get ripping and rips up above this whole area, that could be an episodic pivot. There could be a future for LX, but we'll just have to wait and see. Because there's earnings, I won't play earnings. That's more of a gamble, So, yeah. So, LUNR. Yeah. So LUNR is a big player too. Now, of course, they're extended, guys. You're going to hear me say this a lot. There's a lot of extension on that 10-day moving average. But this is a big mover. It's a big mover, and I believe they're considering these all communication stocks as well. All right. But yeah, thanks, chat. Thank you, B. Stewie and Dan Bob. Yeah, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, man. That's what happens when you trade with these guys all day. We all know what the hell we're talking about. We all know what we're looking for. That's what's awesome about being a part of this awesome community. And guys, speaking of being a part of this awesome community, do me a huge favor. We got 27 of you watching. Smash that like button. It's right here. In case you missed it, it's right here. Smash that like button. And if I'm bringing you any type of fame or fortune or more or less entertainment or knowledge, do me a favor. Consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out. We're growing at an amazing pace, and it's all because of you guys. So if you'll hit that like and that subscribe button for me, I really appreciate it. And of course, if you scroll down here and click this more button, we have a link tree. If you click that link tree, we have everything. You want to join our Discord? All you have to do is have an open mind and a golden heart. You can join our family for absolutely nothing, and you can join us. You can hear what we're talking about throughout the day, the tickers that we're calling out, stuff like that. Of course, if you want to use TradingView, the platform that I'm using to kind of go over and show you everything, just use this link for me, guys. This is the only way I really get paid from doing any of this. Not that I ask for you to pay or anything like that. It's free. But if you want to buy the basic plan to have more integrated software, you're more than welcome to do that. 1 second. Excuse. You guys will have to bear with me here. I am hurting today. My throat is said, nah, you ain't doing nothing, bro. You're going to hurt. Your throat's going to be messed up. Oh, you guys can see me. I see me on the live. Woo! That looks messed up. Yeah, by the way, guys, there is a sale for TradingView next this week. There's a Black Friday sale. So if you use my link plus the Black Friday, I think it's like 50% off or something crazy like that. You guys should go check it out. Click the link, see what you can get. Use my link. I get a little kickback. I appreciate you for it. And there's been quite a few people using that link. I've made a couple $100 off of it. I'm happy to be transparent with it. And it's nice, as long as you guys keep paying for it, it gives me a little kickback. It's a nice little side thing. It helps me pay for the features that I need to help continue running this. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. All right. So the next ticker we're going to take a look at, is it NWL? Yes, NWL. If you take a look at this, you can see it just got up out of this dirty area. And I say dirty because it's a big area of resistance, and now getting above it, pulling back. It looks like it's creating a trend here. I got a tasty little alert right here at 919. If it breaks out on volume, I think it might have some potential to go higher. Kevin Kilgore, what's going on, dude? It's good to see you, brother. He says ASTS is looking like it's setting up. We'll take a look at that very soon. Yosef says there's a gap in the VIX. What do you think about that, David? A gap in the VIX is just showing that there was fear, overnight, So here's the VIX volatility index. If you're talking about this gap here, that just means that the fear, kind of just dropped off, or a lot of stocks started to boom. I'm pretty sure this gap here is the same gap that is in the S&P 500 right here on the daily. See this gap here? So that should correlate with 11.6. So let's go back to the VIX volatility index. and we look, and you'll see right here's 11.6. So that's where your drop off is. So if you're asking me, what do I think about this gap in the VIX volatility index, then you're basically asking me, what do I think about this gap here in the S&P 500? And I will tell you this. A lot of people think gaps need to be filled. I will tell you one thing. If a gap doesn't get filled, it shows strength. And this gap never got filled. This right here is the post or pre-election. This is post-election, okay? And not only did we gap up, but we came back down and retested this area. So what do I think about this gap? I think this gap, as long as it holds this gap, which it's showing to be fruitful, that we are going to continue much, much higher. And that only speaks volumes, you like what I did there, into this move higher, okay? So that's what I think about that, Joseph, in the VIX Volatility Index. I think it's just a very, very clear reflection of the S&P 500 gapping up higher after the election. TradingView is awesome. B-Stewie says, yeah, brother. I've been using TradingView for a long time. You know, you can use the free version for a long time. After a while, you might want to have like more watch list and stuff like that. You'll see it's a lot more integrated, and it's only 15 bucks a month. So that's why I don't mind like advertising this, is because I can get behind it. I use it. I love all the information that it brings. But anyway, guys, this is coming from the heart. I'm not really trying to sell you on this, but you guys should really try this out. It's an awesome platform. Next up, did we do? Yes, we did NWL. Next up is HNRG. So HNRG is showing this nice high, tight flag here. And I would love to see this thing kind of break out, getting above this 1340. I have my alert set at 1360. If it gets up above that on volume, we might be able to move much, much higher. It won't be long, and we'll be clear skies on that. And what I like about this is in an energy sector, and it moves fast. So for me, my biggest issue with utilities, industrials, and energy is these sectors have very good stocks. I guess you call them good, but they don't have small cap stocks. They don't have fast moving stocks. This energy stocks, Hallador Energy, is HNRG. It moves 7.7%. So if you're looking for something, it is getting a little extended here from the 10-day. But regardless, if you're looking for an energy stock that moves faster, at least put this on your watch list. Because if we can get a nice pullback in energy, this might be the one if it trades sideways, and it might be able to continue higher very, very soon. We also have TRUP, and I see you in the chat, Wolf. We'll definitely take a look at Wolf. We'll take a look at Rocket Lab. Oh yeah, Rocket Lab's going crazy. And we'll take a look at, what was the other one? I don't want to miss it. Somebody gave me another stock. Oh, finance tickers. Yeah, I'll make sure I go through them all, baby. We'll go through them all. I just want to get through these though. TRUP, you got this high trend. I don't like all these wicks on the top. Just something I'm keeping an eye on. KRNT, nice high tight flag off this 10-day moving average. It's looking very, very good. And of course, we want to look at POET, P-O-E-T. It's getting tight. If it doesn't break out sometime soon, I'm just going to forget about this stock. I don't like how choppy this is, so we'll see if it wants to break out. I got my alert set at 413. We'll see if it wants to continue higher. I see you, VERA and CDXC. We'll take a look in just a quick second. I got a couple more stocks I want to show you. TEO, this is telecom, obviously, is in a communication sector, which is hot. So this is one to keep an eye on. This thing might give you a shot if it wants to break out. So we'll see very, very soon. And actually, I have VERA on this ticker. The reason why I like VERA so much is because it's creating this beautiful cup. And I look at cups on the weekly time frame because that's where I learned them from, through the William O'Neill How to Make Money in Stocks. And you can see this beautiful cup. I think a couple more weeks to form a tight handle up here in this tight $50 psychological area. If it wants to break out there, that might be a good play. But keep in mind, this sector is not looking so hot. So we want to see this thing kind of turn around and head much, much higher. Okay. So yeah, I was looking at that one too. I also have API, but earnings is coming out. But this is what I'm looking for. I mean, we get this huge volume push up, pulls back, moves back up, and look at, it's getting really, really tight here. The issue is this earnings. Earnings is coming out tomorrow on API. But this is the setup right here. I mean, this right here is, almost like 5-star for me, but there's earnings, so it's 0 now until after that is over. But it's definitely one to keep an eye on. We also have SRRK. This thing has been sitting up here, looming around like some bad breath for quite some time. Now the earnings is over, and it hasn't done shit. From there, I think a breakout higher is inevitable, and it looks like we are starting to break out. So if we can clear, the previous day's high on volume, and we get going, I think that's going to be a great, great sign for this overall market. But do keep in mind, the biggest amount of volume traded is in this $30 area. So it needs to get through that $30 area. If not, this thing is more than likely going to head lower. So keep that in mind. It's right at its area of resistance. So this is the do or die area for SRRK. And to be quite honest, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up on my ready list here, because I didn't even realize till now just how do or die this is. I really think either it's going to sell off here. All this volume that's kind of in this $30 area is going to either sell off into this and possibly create a panic after it breaks this $25.87 area. If it breaks down and starts to panic, we could head down much, much quicker and come all the way back down to its 200-day moving average very, very quickly. So I like that idea. And the other idea I have is if it breaks out higher on volume and shows that it does want to get through and it is being supported by that $30 price area, then maybe it's got enough volume to meet new all-time highs and continue much, much higher. So we'll see with SRRK. We've been watching for quite some time, but we will see. So those are just a few that I have on my watch list. Of course, there's plenty out there right now, but they're all very, very extended. So I'm going to have to wait at least a week, maybe even 2 weeks, to let some of these leaders kind of digest and calm down. A lot of them are probably just going to continue to run because we are in absolute bull market right now. And that's why we set ourselves up so we can be a part of this bull market. Okay. Let's go through some of the stocks that you guys have in the chat right now. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Let me see let me refresh this page. Let me see how many likes that we got in the chat right now. I'm pumped. We got 20 watch. We got 11 likes. Come on, guys. We get those numbers up. Let's go. Come on. All right. Let's see what we got here in the chat. I'm going to go through every single ticker that you guys have, of course. And while I'm doing that, you guys can hit that like button. We have NVIDIA. NVIDIA here, that 150 was finally breached. It broke above it. It was a trap. It pulled back down, but it held that 30-day moving average that it has been finding support on. So I think if it continues sideways, let it digest this, get a little bit tighter. But once it breaks at 150, again, if it's on volume, I'll play it. I'll wait and see what NVIDIA wants to do after that breakout. Even on the weekly, it looks like it's digesting very well. It's letting this 10-day moving average kind of catch up to it. It's holding this trend very nicely. So, even if this thing traded sideways for like another 4 weeks, even 4 weeks, it would still look really, really good and primed to break higher at 150. How long is it going to be? I don't know, but NVIDIA is looking good, and I do agree with you, Dan Bob. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Whoops, late. Predator's late? What are you doing, dude? Wake up. Get your ass in here. All right, let's look at some financial tickers that B-Stewie sent our way. PWP is one of them, and I do like that. It moves 4.4%, so not the fastest thing. It is hard to find fast financial stocks, but I do like this one. Thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. This is going on my watch list. PWP from B Stewie, thank you so much. The man, the myth, the legend, my boy, B Stewie. B Stewie is my poster child, man. He knew nothing when he started watching me on YouTube years and years and years and years ago. And now he is killing it. He's a wizard now, baby. He is kicking ass and taking names in the Discord, and he takes a non-emotional approach. I love it. You don't hear him saying crazy off the wall things. He's very, very straightforward, and I'm very, very proud of him. So congratulations to you, B Stewie, man. I've been really talking about you to my friends and my family, man. You're a success story. So keep on keeping on, dude. I love what you're doing, and thank you for the watch list. So PWP is one that you should have on your watch list. We're seeing a basing pattern right here. Look at this basing pattern right here, and it's getting tighter with the 10-day moving average catching up. I don't see a VPC pattern here, meaning I don't see like a huge volume push up and now it's like getting tighter. No, we're kind of seeing even keel volume all the way through here, but it is getting tighter and it has the potential to break out. I do like that. That's on my top watch list. Let's take a look at another financial stock, as he called out, PGC. And it's looking quite similar. As you can see here, we can go ahead and set an alert on this one too. But it looks like these are setting up very, very similar. And you can see it's so near those all-time highs. This thing moves 4%, so be careful. It's a little bit fast. Not your fastest mover, though. We want to see over 5% usually, but no big deal. SUPV. SUPV, it looks a little extended on its weekly time frame, but on its daily, it looks like it's coming back down to touch that 10. But you're going to hear me say it. You're going to hear me say it over and over again. What do I got? I want it to be so much more overpriced, right? Like Wall Street might say, oh yeah, sure, they beat on their, I mean, look at NVIDIA. They double beat by a huge margin. And Wall Street was like, meh, yeah, that's about right. It's like, what? What do you mean? We're talking billions, you know? So just keep that in mind. It's a gamble. You never know what's going to happen. You never know when the big guy's going to press the button and sell everything in you. So just be careful with that. So SUPV, yeah, it's looking good. I like it because it doesn't look the exact same as the other two. But I don't like the earnings coming out. So we'll see what happens there. We looked at LUNR. Oh, Rocket Lab, RKLB. This thing has been rip, tater chipping to the north side. Rip, baby. This thing looks absolutely beautiful back here. We talked about this many, many times. We had this beautiful cup with handle. We had a basing breakout pattern. We had another basing breakout pattern, another basing breakout pattern. Are you getting annoyed with this yet? You shouldn't be. Base breakouts make money. And look at this thing ripping to the north side. I'm so happy that most of you were in this trade. I was not in this. I know you guys were talking about this constantly, and I just wasn't paying much attention to it. I really wish I would have. I really wish I would have. This is exactly what you want to find. You had multiple times to get in, and if you're using the way I trade, you're going to be in this for a while too, because it's holding that 10 and 21-day moving average. It has not. If you would have taken this basing structure, it never closed below the 21-day moving average. If you were able to take this trade, and let's say you were still holding on to it right now, you'd be up close to 200% on this first trade that we pointed out way back here. Way back here, guys. Look at this volume contraction pattern too. We even drew all this out. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Love to see it, guys. And congratulations for everybody that's still holding this. I mean, that's just amazing. So Rocket Lab, absolutely. We got Yosef talking about Wolf. And yes, Zamora was talking about Wolf as well. If you're looking at Wolf, you're going to want to look at CORZ as well. CORZ, in my opinion, is the leader in the data processor, and that is due to my ignorance. I don't actually study the data processors. I know that there's 3 or 4 more that are that are pushing much higher. But in my opinion, if you look at CORZ and you look at WULF, I would consider CORZ the leader, as WULF is kind of lagging that. Correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I do like CORZ. I do like that it's created this basing top up here only by 3 days. But if this thing can go ahead and kind of flatten out on the 10-day moving average before breaking out higher above this $18 level, I like CORZ. Let's see what else we got. VERA. So I think VERA's we already went over this. We did go over this because I like it. I like the weekly. It's just in a shit sector. You know, it really is. So if I were to take something like this because it's not in a good sector, let's say hoping the sector would turn around and continue higher, you know, it would have to be small share size. But this does not meet my 5-star criteria, so I shouldn't even be talking like that, to be quite honest. But yeah, no, I seen it. I like it. Oh yeah, IREN. That's it. Thank you. Yes, you are awesome, dude. So IREN, yeah, it's in the space, but it's not looking like the leader. I'm still gonna say CORZ out of these is definitely the leader. So keep that in mind. Oh, so you've already bought CORZ? Well, I'll tell you what I do. I don't want to deter you from what you're doing, but if you are already in the data processing stocks, why do you want to get into another one? You know, I would personally, I would spread my money somewhere else. So if you already got that stock in data processing, you know, it's almost like buying NVIDIA and AMD. Why would you buy a leader and the lagger? right? Because if the leader starts to pull back, the lagger is really going to start to pull back. I mean, look at AMD and NVIDIA. You know, if you did the same thing with that, here's NVIDIA at all-time highs, and you would think AMD would be following it, but look, you know, this thing is well off its all-time highs. So that, just something to think about. Just something to think about. Not, you know, some people do like to dive into the space and buy up all the different types because they know one of them is going to emerge as a leader. So a few different routes for that. Randolph, what's going on, man? It's good to see you, brother. Okay, let's make sure we get through all these. We got so many tickers. All right, we're going to run through these a little quicker than I want to. But CDCX, yes, I do like this. I think it needs a little bit more time now. I don't really have a distinctive level, but this looks pretty close. Let's call 755 the area for a breakout if it does it on volume. I kind of want to be aware of this thing, but if you look at the overall weekly, it is pretty extended, but sometimes it's how these things work out. So I do like that. CDXC. We have Netgear. Netgear still out there? Wow, Netgear looks tight. So this thing's a slower mover at 3.5%. But guys, this is a nice high tight flag here. So even as a slower mover, just like I played Netflix, even though it's a slower mover, I'll still take a trade like this. I just have to know in my head and in my heart that I'm going to be willing to hold on to these things a little longer because they're a little slower. Okay? So Netgear, 100%. I'm going to put this on my watch list right here. Didn't even know Netgear was still alive. Let's see what else we got. NATL. And I can hear my voice going out, guys. My bad. I'm sorry. Hit the like button for the voice. I see CLS as well. We'll definitely take a look at that. NATL. Not seeing much here on NATL. Maybe needs some more time to set up. It did break out of this basing area, but I think it just needs more time because I can't really take a trade off this. But yeah, I mean, it's there, and it moves 4.2%. So I like it. It'll work. PWP. Yeah, we just looked at this one. Very good eye, Zamora. I like it. That's the one B. Stewie brought up. This is in the financial sector, I believe. CORT. CORT is looking pretty good. I don't have much. I mean, I feel like this was the play here, though. Like, right here would be the play. When it bounced off the 21 like it has, this would be the play to get in right here. So I feel like you've missed it. You know what I mean? Now, I could be wrong, you know, but I feel like this was the play right here. And to get in somewhere at 54, but even then, it wasn't on higher volume, so it's not really like something that you want to reach out and grab, you know. But yes, thank you. Oh, yeah, so we haven't looked at Tesla yet today. Tesla's looking really good, guys. I'm telling you, this 360, 50 break, I mean, when that thing breaks, I think I want to give it a couple more weeks. I really think it needs more time to digest. But I think this thing eventually is going to go to all-time highs. I do. Everything's going great for Musk. It really is. Everybody's happy with Musk, right? And, you know, if he's in the Department of Jobs and Securities, I think a lot more capital is going to end up coming his way. Things might be a little bit looser and restricting, which, you know, that's kind of what we want for Elon, right? We want him to be able to do everything that he can for this country. So we'll see what happens with Tesla. I like it extended on the weekly, but on the daily, it's looking like it's coming right along. Let those moving averages catch up, break out of that 360 area. I think we might have a nice move higher. Let's take a look at TJX. TJX. So what is this? What is TJX? So on the weekly, this thing is on a beautiful uptrend. Look at this beautiful thing. This is the uptrend that people dream about. A 2.5, well, if we zoom out, look at this. This thing's beautiful. Looks really, really good. But you got to understand this is a much slower move. This is more for a long-term type of account. If we look at the daily here or the weekly, you can see it's making this cup with handle. So this definitely could be a play here. And this is more of a safer play. What do I mean by safer play? Well, when we look at this thing on the weekly, you can see it's constantly moving up. So if you would have just put money in this thing and forgotten about it, it's going to continue to go up, right? Will that continue to do that now? I have no idea. But what I will say is it's forming this cup. If we get a couple more days, maybe in a couple more weeks, a handle, And then if it breaks out higher, we might see continuation from what we already see here, right? More than likely, though, it'll probably come down at some point in time and retest this trend area because it seems to hold it so well. So TJX is looking nice, but it's just really slow. Let's see. Oh, Mara. So, guys, I really want you guys to understand Mara is a Bitcoin miner, and these Bitcoin miners, with Bitcoin really getting to ripping, you would think these miners would be making new all-time highs. They're not. They're not. They're garbage. Yes, they can go higher. Yes, we are getting a lot of volume in here. Just know what you're playing. Know what you're playing. These aren't leading right now. They're lagging big time. But you can't deny this volume. There's a lot of volume coming in here. If it does break out of this area, yes, it can go much higher. But we have to keep in mind, there's dilution. There is people that are stuck in this trade that are willing to sell into you up here. But I'm not a naysayer. I never thought UPST would go high, come back up off of its base, and it sure did. So, you know, I've been wrong many, many times. We got a couple more tickers, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We only got a few more minutes, baby. And then we are going to have ourselves a tasty little week. SOUN really started popping off of these bases here. I don't have any idea of what to do with this except for one thing, guys. And I hate to even say it because we're in such a strong market. But when I see SOUN pop up like this and go right into this area of resistance, huge area of resistance here, if it can get through it, then this thing has a chance of going much, much higher. But it needs to get through it. So this is the area that you would want to watch because this is the highest area of volume traded that people could sell off into you, okay? And last but not least, we have DXC from Zamora. This thing is on a huge downtrend, Zamora. Like if we look at the weekly, see this? And I think this is a great example though, but if we look at the weekly, this thing is on a permanent downtrend. It looks like it's just trying to break above that downtrend and it's starting to make new higher lows. So here's 1, 2 new higher lows. If it can hold this area, yes, I can see it actually doing this. I really think it could actually change its course. So this is the start of something new. Will it continue to be something new? That would be great to see. So DXC, a little bit slower of a mover, 4.6%, not really slow, but yeah, I think this thing could turn around. But just know where your stop is. You know, I would say if I got into this thing tomorrow, my stop, I'd have to set it up where my stop was at 1786. You know, so just keep that in mind. You know, or if you want to use this low, you could. It's retesting this downtrend, you know. Just keep that in mind, though. You want to find proper risk reward. Joseph said he bought Sound on 685. Oh, hell yeah. Are you still holding? Oh, 685. So you bought just after the basing breakout. Let me see here. 685. Oh. Okay, so you took this base break. You took this trend or basing breakout right here, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's nice, dude. I like it. Very, very nice. Bob Dan has just put in the chat our link tree. Click that link tree. Join our Discord. Join our Facebook, guys. Oh, yeah. Let me just show you guys really quick. I got to show you guys something sweet. Let's go to this Facebook really quick. Dude, the Swing Trade Strategies Facebook is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. We got a bunch of new people in here. Congratulations. Thanks for finding us. But we're always posting the sector tractors in here. Sunday inspiration. We got weekly fun facts. Here's a good one about NVIDIA. I thought this was cool, guys. So the weekly fun fact about NVIDIA. NVIDIA's name was derived from the Latin term NVIDIA, which means envy. A nod to the company's mission to be the cutting edge of technology that others aspire to match. The NV in NVIDIA also stands for next version, reflecting the company's commitment to constant innovation. Additionally, NVIDIA's GPU technology, originally aimed at gaming, has played a pivotal role in the development of AI, deep learning, Bitcoin, and even self-driving cars, solidifying its place as a tech trailblazer. Just little things like that I really, really appreciate. So shout out to you, Dan Bob, and Jolene for being awesome moderators for this Facebook group, because I mean, look at this, the weekly scan ticker. Like right here, we give you guys the weekly scan list so that way you can punch it into your trading view. We do all the work for you, and then you just go through and you help us look for the trend and base breakouts. If we don't find them, we're hoping that you'll find them. We'll come together. We'll create an amazing watch list. Doggo wisdom. It's always good. But yeah, there's just, I mean, look at this. Mr. Gaines Gobbler. I mean, this is Dan right here. All right. I've had enough. You guys are awesome, man. I hope you guys have an awesome night. Stay healthy. Oh my gosh. Stay healthy. And if you guys don't know, I like to walk you guys out. After I play this, stay in the chat. Let me say my goodbyes to you. And we're going to have ourselves a great night, okay? We had 13 people vote on the poll. Which one of these is your favorite stock book? How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill wins by 62%. 15% is a tie between Remnants of a Stock Operator and Stage Analysis by Stan Weinstein. And last is How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market. I got to agree. I think we base everything off of William O'Neill's How to Make Money in Stocks. If you haven't read that book yet, 100% read it. If you like picture books, there's 100 pictures in it for you, baby. Study the charts. And of course, every book that's mentioned in this questionnaire, I think it's definitely something that you need to read, you know. So make sure you do that, okay? So I hope you guys have an awesome night. You guys are absolutely awesome. And thank you, B. Stewie. And thank you, Jimmy. I hope you guys have an awesome night. So peace, guys. Thank you. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you. Norman Conklin, you have another great week. Don't threaten me with a good time. Wooden Bell, thank you so much for being here. And I will, Norman, I will get well as soon as I possibly can, dude. Predator, thank you so much. Hope you have a good night, brother. B. Stewie, man, the myth, the legend. You're my dude. You're my right hand. B. Stewie. You're awesome, dude. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, Dan, Bob, Dan. Nothing but love to you, buddy. I know you like to pee in my Cheerios all the time, but regardless, dude, I love you. You're awesome, and you kick ass. Zamora, thank you so much for being a huge part of this and chatting up a storm with me. I love all the comments in here. I love you guys shooting all that love my way. I'm gonna just set it right back in the chat, right back at you. Thank you guys so much. Who else? Kevin Kilgore swung by. What's going on, Kevin? Thank you for stopping in, brother. I appreciate you. Swinging in here and saying hello. Yes, sir. Oh, we didn't even look at ASTS. ASTS. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, it is setting up. The weekly time frame looks the best here on ASTS for sure, Kilgore. And dude, my bad, dude. You know, it's hard to make sure I catch everybody in here. But I'm setting an alert. I'm setting an alert right now because this looks like a nice ticker to be a part of as well. If you like those communication stocks, ASTS should be on your watch list anyway. So take a look at that. Wooden Bell. Don Kazerny, thank you so much for being a part of this, man. Thank you. And make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Oh, Mama was in the building. Thank you so much for stopping by. Erica K sending a kitten chat. I thought it was a piece of cake for a second. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great night. Make sure you stay healthy. Nothing but love. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here. Peace.